Kickout Crew. James L. Corai. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosie. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devin Dowling. The Kickout Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 41 of your show. That's right, the Kickout Crew. We had a great time last week, with our boy Anthony. Want to give a shout out to him. It was fun having him on. He's hilarious, and if you haven't checked out that episode, my God, you're missing a good one. That being said, of course, I am James L. Corai. I may have said that again, but fuck it, I'll say it twice. And I want to welcome you to the new episode, episode 41. Like I said, we are at the Kickout Crew, and you can catch us, on all of your podcast platforms. And hey, even watch the video episodes on YouTube because, that's the best shit. You get to see all of our live reactions and, maybe some culinary tricks down the line. But hey, I think I've rambled enough to bring in this episode. So I'm going to kick it out to Big Bradley Cool Diesel. So, hey, Brad, shout out Big Sexy. Why don't you let us know what's going on this very time-worthy episode of Kickout Crew?
Don't worry. Going to keep it nice and simple this week, James. However, I appreciate everybody reaching out to me on Twitter, making sure I was okay. I know I got a little bit real last week. So I just want to give you an update. Wife went away on Monday for 2 days. So I was had to be here on Monday, took the day off of work because I had people in and out of the house, people taking our clothes, people cleaning them because of the fire that you guys heard about last week. So I'm in the shower. It's probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I took that long to get there. I was off. And I come downstairs and there's glitter everywhere. My dogs seem to find some little bag of glitter somewhere in the house. Now, they were already sleeping at this point. I was only up there for 15 minutes and there was glitter everywhere. Here's the problem. My adjuster and the insurance company told me not to clean anything in the house. Don't clean anything in the house because that'll take away from your claim. Now, look, I'm not a thief or anything, but at the same time, we want to get maximum what we can get. So I'm like, oh shit. Well, I can't just let this glitter sit here because we're not just talking a little bit of glitter. We're talking a big ass pile of glitter. So, all right, I'm not going to vacuum. I'm going to get the broom out. I sweep it up. Still lots of glitter everywhere. It's on my clothes. It's on the dog. Dogs are shitting out glitter for 2 days. Okay. Wife comes home last night at about 9:30. She's looking around the house. She goes, why is all this glitter here? I'm like, all right, hon. So I tell her the story and I tell her why it's still there. She goes, all right, well, when did it happen? And where did they find the glitter? I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't know when they found it. It's not, we'll just have to clean it later. She goes, all right, we got to know. So forgetting, and I'm not even thinking, I told you guys the video last week of us with the fire. I could actually see the whole thing, like what went down in the house because we have the Ring app in the living room. So she's going through the video of the day of Monday. And she goes, oh, nice red undies and wife beater. As in, I'm wearing the beater and the red underwear in the living room. Like, whoa, wait, slow down. Wait, turn that shit off. She goes, what? I go, this is not that important that you need to go through my whole day when I was home on a Monday and watch what the hell I'm doing in the living room. She goes, well, what the hell were you doing in the living room?
Oh, you scratch your ass right there. Did you fart?
Exactly. Look, I'm not saying I got anybody over, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying I'm jerking off on the couch or anything like that. But you know what? When you think you're alone in a house, you don't want people watching what's on video. And I think everybody here can agree to that. It turned into a little bit of a fight. I said, when you think you're alone, hon, please. What does it matter? She's, can you just tell me exactly when it was? I'm like, What is so important about this clear that you're going to watch 12 hours of footage of me, like you said, scratching my ass on the couch, apparently in my red underwear and wife beater?
I don't think
Oh.
she believes your story about the dogs. I bet she thinks you
I think
poured
she
the glitter all over.
A
Yeah,
stripper
I
party,
think-
bro. You had a stripper party.
Yeah.
Stripper party,
Flaming
exactly.
glitter
Yeah.
everywhere.
Big Money Brad had a big old party
Right?
in his house. Well,
Yeah.
the wife
Well,
was
Big
gone.
old Big Bradley Cool Diesel, you know, old Big Sexy, old B Rad.
Well, she ain't missing out on the video. I'll tell you that if that happened. But man, I'll tell you what, it's making me think about everything now when I'm sitting down in that room. Like I'm being watched at any time.
I mean, do the cameras really zoom in that much though?
It's yes, it's just you could just see me like you're seeing me right now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like if
Except
you're
it's like
naked,
this. Except it's like this.
if you're naked,
Here's
how
Tom.
like is it a microscope?
It's a camera of the entire living room.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Me
you're
on the
golden
couch.
lady.
Oh yeah, I can't get away
Probably
with
a
anything.
fisheye
apparently.
lens. Probably wouldn't even see nothing. Maybe the hair, unless you manscape.
So anyway, that's all I
Does the
got.
carbon mesh drapes on Brad?
I'm sure nobody here would want that either. When you think you're alone and you're
That's
not.
good. Yeah,
All right, back to
sorry.
you. That's-
Nah, was
keep
that
this
all you?
trainer rolling. That's all I got.
Man, dude, hey, that was a very fast and very efficient story. You talked, I think, Speedy Gonzalez style. You know, shout out to old cartoons. That being said, I guess it's time to, you know, I guess it's done. What an ass.
Shout out to old cartoons.
I
Hey,
really
you know,
hope you
shout
didn't
out.
slow here.
It's so random.
Speedy Gonzalez, man, he's old cartoon. Shout out to old cartoon.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Well, I'm
quick
about to. Hey, well, we got a speed racer this segment on over to Mike. So, Mike, how was your week been?
It's been doing good. Got a couple quick hitters. First, you said something about YouTube. If you watch this on YouTube, you get to see Adam's hair. Always remember that. It's there.
Hey, keep it under the toboggan, man. That's the main event, Adam. Oh,
That's it.
Is this the turn of the hour footage? You know, draw me into the next hour.
Unfreaking real, really.
I have no idea. I did not know Adam's hair was that over. I had no clue.
It's way over.
Hey, do what you do, bro. If people like it, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Do what you
It's
do.
getting us the views. Keep bringing it out.
For real.
Number 2, Kickout Crew has new merch out. I forgot to mention it last week. It's been out now for a little bit, so we do have new merch. It's at bonfire.com/kickoutcrew or some shit like that. Look up on Twitter. We got it on there. So get yourself something. We got some coffee cups now. We got some water bottles. We got some cooking aprons. We got shit for your dog. I mean, we're getting there.
It's a
Hell
dog
yeah.
shirt. It's not literal shit for your dog, but it is a dog shirt.
Yeah, it's a dog shirt. So I'm sure Brad's going to have some of them soon.
I'm
Right.
thinking about it. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
your
sure
dog
you-
would be the most aggressive dog on that walk if you gave it a t-shirt.
Exactly.
That is pretty badass.
So another thing, I want to go back a couple weeks ago when Mr. Devin was on here. I asked you guys a question. I want to ask him. I asked about what superstar wrestler would you like to see get a good push? Not fucking Sammy Guevara. If you say to him, I will kick you in the balls.
You know, the
But-
very first
I'm-
person that comes to my mind is
But I'm
Sammy
ta-
Guevara's understudy, Daniel Garcia. He's prime and ready for a big push.
There's
Yeah.
a catch. I'm talking about somebody like a Dolph Ziggler or an R-Truth, somebody that's been in the game for a good minute, that's kind of been there, but never quite hit that peak.
So a veteran.
Yeah, as a veteran. And I know like Dolph Ziggler's been world champion and everything else, but he's never really been the main guy. So somebody like that, who would you like to see in 2023 get a push and do that?
Come on. Dead air.
It could be anybody.
I don't know. Sammy Guevara?
Come on, man.
I'm gonna kick you in the balls. I swear.
No, I'm ready. Honestly, that's a good question. It's
Lord Almighty, what are we doing?
oh no, I wasn't prepared for this. You throw me off
I
guard.
even
Who do you
I even
want to
talked
get
to
a
you about
push
this
that's not
question.
Sammy? It's an easy question.
I would love Brian Cage to. He had a great
Yeah.
match against Brian Danielson. I
I'll
think he
let it
honestly
pass.
could get one.
Are you
He-
asking
I'm
a
about to throw
question
my
or
notebook.
saying the answer?
Brian Danielson?
I don't know. Who are you?
We'll let it pass.
Great start, fellas. Off to a
Mike
great fucking start.
Jackson. Mike Jackson. I
There
want
you
to
go,
go
Mike
Mike Jackson
Jackson.
so bad.
Mike Jackson. The
Who needs to
10
would've
get
loved
a
time.
good push that's been in the game for a little bit and you need a good push? Mike Jackson.
The
You know what it
10-time light heavyweight champion, Mike Jackson.
You should have said Dolph Ziggler since he said Dolph Ziggler likes to call 10 times.
Yes, there's Dolph. I mean, you got like Dolph
Dolph
Ziggler, R
Ziggler.
Series,
Mike Jackson.
Shelton
I was saying
Benjamin.
Mike Jackson.
I mean,
So
There's
Shelton's
a
a
lot
real
of-
one. I'd love Shelton. I'd love Bobby Lashley to get back up in like the world title
He's the
push.
freaking champion last year.
That was like 2
Good.
years ago. But all right. Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode.
there you go.
All right,
That
back
works.
to you, James.
Good.
That works. I got one more question for everybody, and
Great.
done quick. Ready? What would be the most shocking surprise for Royal Rumble this year for you guys?
CM Punk.
Something we know like Cody Rhodes is probably gonna win it, but what would shock you the most if it happened?
CM Punk.
Definitely-
CM Punk or Jericho.
By the
Stephanie
time this
McMahon.
airs, we'll know who won it.
Yeah, that sucks. So
But-
Stephanie
What a-
McMahon won. That was cool.
I'm not talking
thought
about
it was
I don't
awesome.
think he's talking about a win. I think he's talking about just like, or are you talking about a win?
Well, no, even like winning the Royal Rumble. Somebody that
Well,
Cody,
completely
like-
unexpected
Cody's
this
won it.
year. It was crazy when Goldberg came back in number 30 and won it all.
right? Okay. What about Austin Theory winning?
Well, we'll know by now.
Could be. Adam, what do you think?
See the murmurs about Stone Cold coming back and The Rock coming back. And I just feel like if they're either one of them were coming back, they're really missing out on promoting it. Because I think that's something you promote. If you got some like two guys with that big of a name coming back, you promote it.
Yeah.
But
What about
there's a guy that nobody's mentioned yet, and it's Eric Watts
Ooh, that's a good
from
one.
Impact.
I
Let's
just, I know,
impact.
I just totally disagree with that, Adam, because I think that the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania sell out no matter what. And I think saying that one of these big names will be in it, I don't think it's going to get that many more views, especially at a WrestleMania. But because I think
tease
people,
one
Hey,
and not the other.
Dallas was sucking in ticket sales. People thought Stone Cold was going to come back, but the minute Kevin Owens and him kind of did that little digital media video bullshit, they did sell 20,000 more tickets right after he announced it.
isn't this one already sold out?
That is true.
Yeah, it's already sold out. They haven't now announced one match yet, so
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
no chance. That's what you got. That would be the craziest thing. What if Vince came back and won the Rumble? That'd be the most like nuts on face move. of all time.
Eric Young is what I'm talking about. I said Eric Watts. No, Eric Young. My fault. I'm multitasking.
Eric
I
Young,
guess
I love
by
Eric
the
Young.
time this comes out, everybody can tell us how wrong we are and how much of an
Yeah,
ass
that is
we
one of
are
my
for
favorite
taking
things. to hear
these.
how wrong I was next week.
I hope Eric Young comes back. Really.
That would be insanity.
See what you did there? Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
we didn't.
Hey, get old what's her name, the superhero bitch to go back crazy, huh?
She
already
already has
getting
a
there,
little
It
though.
bit.
already is
Mm-hmm.
for the most part.
Not a bad crew.
Mike, I want to go back to your first question you asked me really quick, because I've been thinking about it this whole time. Someone that I
You've
love
had 3 weeks.
who's been in the tag team division for a long time that I'd love for him to get a full push, Montez Ford.
Boom. Okay, that works. We can do that.
10
Kevin
minutes
wants
later.
to smoke.
Great answer.
Runts.
Hey, he does a hell of a frog splash too.
And back to you,
Jumps
James.
out of the frame, dude. It's so sick. So that was it, huh, Mike? On the
he said back to you, James.
Okay, well, I mean, you said it earlier, and then everybody, Devin wanted the smoke.
My bad.
All right,
But hey,
let's just have a good time here, huh?
all right, right? I mean,
Fuck it.
let's
Do it
just
live.
let's just have a big sexy time, Brad. You know what I mean? Because we are all big daddy. We're all cool diesels right now. Speaking of Brad and being Big Bradley Cool Diesel, what is today's agenda, Brad?
So we weren't sure what our second match was going to be last week. This week, we are still going with the rivals, at least half of the rivals. We're going to talk about Lita versus Trish, and we're going to be talking about the main event of Raw, December 6, 2004, first women's main event. And just to take a little bit of swerve, we're going to talk about our boy, Cabana Man Dan versus Blake Christian, GCW, take a picture, 2023, Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant.
I will say that all flips no flops thing is fucking sick, dude. It really is cool. Like his the shirt thing, and then the like all flips no flops. Awesome.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I'm not wearing it.
Shout out Cabana Man Dan. But
maybe seeing him at Top Guy Weekend.
Oh, spoiler! Oh, Brad, Sean Ross Stanton. Is that what we're doing right now?
Rumor has it.
Yeah, did you hear about it?
You might see a couple of guys.
Rumor has it. Huntsville.
Oh, you just
same weekend. GCW.
You're connected in the Huntsville area, huh?
Woo!
Well, hey, I'm gonna
thinking cap is on.
Oh, so you're connected in the Huntsville area or all that?
Putting two and two together.
I mean, the guys in the office like really love you, Brad.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, can we just like bagel on around to this first match?
Okay.
All right, Brad. So I guess we're gonna bagel on around to this first match, which is Trish and Lita. That's a deep cut for the WWE Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. As you all know, and as we've discussed, it's the first women's main event on Raw. So what better crew to cover it than you and us, Kick Out Crew, your show. It took place on December 6th, 2004 from the Cricket Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. Had an attendance of 4,000, but I doubt that's exact. And the match length was a little over 7 minutes, but, that's all, that's all the information. But hey, Devin.
Yes.
How did we get there?
Well, so this all starts back in the Attitude Era when Lita and Trish actually debuted. They were often linked into each other's eyes and into the fans' eyes to be kind to each other's rival. It all started when Lita, who was the high-flying superstar, the punk rocker chick, and Trish got by with her good looks. Lita would join up with the Hardy Boys, as she was kind of dating Matt Hardy at the time. And Trish Stratus, she would join up with TNA, Test, and Albert. Join that team. Trish Stratus would actually get her first ever win in the WWE in a 3-on-3 match with Test and Albert over the Hardy Boys and Lita. So now fast forward to 2004 when this match would take place. Both women were bona fide superstars at the time. And Trish ran over the entire women's division, aligning herself with Christian and Tyson Tonko and becoming much superior on the microphone than in her early career. Lita, on the other hand, became like a sympathetic babyface after she was forced to marry Kane, kind of being impregnated by him. That entire year in 2004, Trish would throw random shots at Lita, talking to her like giving her shots about, "Oh, I'm glad your marriage is working out. Congrats on the pregnancy that you always wanted." And then showed her a picture of Kane and her baby that was supposed to be an ugly baby.
Was this the punting of the baby time?
That was actually a month before this match that we were covering now. So yeah, Snitsky ended up punting Lita's baby, and that was a whole another aspect. But 2 weeks before, or 3 weeks before this match that we're covering today, Trish would team up with Snitsky to take on Kane and Lita, and actually Lita and Kane would win by disqualification after Trish and Snitsky beat the crap out of them with like steel chairs and stuff. So it was kind of intimate that the entire year Trish was torturing Lita, and Lita needed to get her retribution.
That is a hell of a build for a Raw. You've done less for
You did good.
WrestleMania.
Right?
Look at you. You obviously like the feud and you like this match.
I grew up on these two. Like, I grew up in the Attitude Era, so
They could
these
have been
two
your
are the
babysitters.
two-star women that
No
my time.
blue chew needed. Devin
Oh.
grew on these two. No blue chew needed.
Indeed. So, all right, I'm going to go right back to you, Adam. Or not Adam, I'm sorry, Devin. Early in the show, Chris Jericho
Nailed it.
held a Devo's Limbo contest. The Women's Championship was the main event. Was this a transition era for women?
Oh, for sure. When the women were still kind of looked at as like the athletic tens, and kind of they're trying to get them in the magazines and everything, trying to get their stardom past wrestling.
So obviously after this, though, the women's main event, Devin, didn't happen for a long time. Why do you think that is? Why do you think this happened and then it just stalled out?
So it was slowly getting there. We seen the rise a couple years later with Mickie James and then Beth Phoenix and Melina. So there were some women getting there, but I honestly don't know. I don't think culture was ready.
What do you got there, James?
Well, here's the thing, and hear me out on this. I don't think the men's division was really turning the tide because this is kind of one of the down periods of it. And the women's division was kind of like gaining a little momentum. So why not go with the hot thing? And since the men's division wasn't really fucking setting it on fire, throw the women in there. You know, the people want to see it. The people respect them. It's not the Braun Penny. Well, I mean, it still was kind of at that time, but this was like, hey, they want to see this. Like, this wasn't the Braun Pennies mud match. They want to see Lita and Trish fucking go at it. So
They truly wanted to see Lita kick Trish's ass.
Exactly. And the men's division wasn't hitting on all cylinders quite yet because that was a transition period, you know?
Right.
So I think that's why I might as well throw it. Hey, put the women in there. Crowd wants it.
So, Mike, we got two guys pushing a dumpster, checking out a bent over Trish status. Who do you think wrote this shit?
Ben Chusa? Was he there?
Or could he have been any assistance on that matter?
Damn it.
I mean, Vince McMahon, but there's a Vince somewhere in there.
Absolutely, baby. Come on, man. He used
I
to
mean,
make out with
there's
Trish
always
every
a Vince.
This has Bruce
Yeah, but
Prichard
he-
written all over it.
He was making out with her. He wasn't having other people look at her and everything. He was the one doing it. That's when McMahon does it. When Russo does it, other people is doing it.
Lita kisses Trish, then throws her down. Adam, after these two things we saw now, we saw the dumpster and we see the kiss. How are you ready to take this match seriously now?
No, I don't like to build up to it because the whole, hey, there's Kane, and just like kind of playing back and forth. I mean, you got to take the main event seriously, especially if these two ladies want to be taken seriously. You got to go in, you got to just, the build up's got to be just as good as the match. Because if it's a sorry build up, it's going to be a sorry match.
But do you think
I agree, especially with it being the first women's main event on Raw. I think they should have built it up a lot better. Besides just, like I said, looking at her ass and giving the kiss, and they should have made it a big deal.
But do you think this was just what the time was, and they thought this was a step in the right direction?
Yeah. You can't say that
Yeah.
they meaning WWE should have built it up more because
Right.
it wasn't the talents that didn't build it up. They were just doing what they were told.
Oh, yeah, it was
Right.
creative that did all that.
Should have made it more of a thing.
James, before you watch this back, do you remember the result? Did you know who was going to win?
I did not. I do. This was out of my fandom, but I do remember hearing about it. Like that's how big of a deal it was. Like, hey, women are main eventing, and this was when women did 2.5 minutes at best. You know what I'm saying?
Especially these two women. They
Yeah,
were always put in
yeah.
those positions for sure. So we have Trish's entrance with the face protector. Devin, Jim Ross was going through next week's matches as the women were being introduced. Did you think this was disrespectful to the ladies, or were we just noticing it because they were the ladies?
I think that it's not disrespectful at all. I think Excalibur does it today.
Very
Like,
good
I
answer.
think it's just
Good answer.
it's a common thing. People are coming
It
down.
is.
It's time to run through to some other stuff.
Yeah, promote
just
your
think
next
I
week.
noticed
This is the main event, but you got to promote the next shit.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely.
Very good. All right, then we have Lita's entrance. Mike, who's the heel and who's the face in this match?
Isn't Lita the face and Trish the heel?
Just want to make sure
I
you were
believe.
paying attention, Mike.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Who are you rooting for?
Lita. I don't know. Trish.
Both. He's rooting for both.
It's
Whoever I'm
Lita,
going
all in
home
on.
with.
There's-
Whoever I'm going home with, huh?
Trish was my Alexa Bliss before there was Alexa Bliss. So
There are 8 minutes left in the show once the match starts. Adam, is that enough time?
For the ladies back then, for them to have a comfortable match, I believe so. Now, no, because this is kind of the introduction of them two getting matches together, and I think it was like a good sweet spot for them right now.
James, this is the main event of the show. It is the first women's main event. But do you think that they really took it that seriously at the time, or was it just another day at the office?
Well, I think with the day-to-day operations of that business, like they change shit on the fly, like because it really wasn't promoted as it should have been. So I kind of think it was one of those like, hey, they're digging the women, let's just put them at the main event, and then we'll go to next week. Like I don't think they thought of it as something special like we all do until it was like announced like maybe a week prior. Because they didn't really build that's something you could build up, you know what I mean? Like that's something you could sell and everything. But the fact that how that business is and everything's changing, I think it was just like, fuck it, we're doing this next Monday. Hey, next Monday, first women's main event Raw next Monday. Like there's no like buzz around it, they just did it.
I think a
What
lot
was-
of it had to do with them being in North
fly.
Carolina too, it being her hometown. I
Yeah.
think that had a lot to do with it.
And wasn't this Trish's last match too? Didn't she retire after this match?
No, she had like 2 more years, so she retired in 06.
Okay.
Wasn't very well received, to say the least.
Well, it wasn't promoted to be well received.
Right.
Right.
They roll out of the ring through the middle rope, back in very quick, big chop by Trish. Athletic moves by Trish to avoid Lita into a pin. Adam, is Trish's athleticism underrated?
I think so because she was actually some kind of model or something beforehand. So she was brought in to be trained as a wrestler, which Lita actually went to Mexico and everywhere, Canada and everywhere she could to train as a wrestler. But Trish was actually trained to be a wrestler from a model. So I think she did pretty good under the circumstances.
And got better and better. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think Trish put in a lot of work to become a wrestler. Like she can't.
Definitely.
Yes, she did come in as the model figure, but she wanted to be a wrestler. So that was her step in. Was, hey, if my foot in the door is being a model, that's fine. It got me in the door. Now I'm going to bust my ass to become the wrestler that I need to be, and that's what she did.
Yep.
Lita tosses Trish over the rope outside the ring. Mike, JR always says Lita is differently attractive at the time. But looking at her now, do you think she is differently attractive? And at the time, did you notice that? What I mean is the tattoos, the red hair.
Oh yeah, it's sexy.
Pulling the lines of
the G. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a different look than all the other ones, and I mean everybody has their type, and there's those types for her. It's definitely sexy. She was definitely good looking, and she definitely could do the work in the ring. So Lita had it all to me.
Hey, Smiley, you know who I'm talking about, Devin. This is your childhood here, man. Who was your bigger crush?
Trish.
Trish.
Trish for
All right,
sure.
Tony the Tiger. All right.
No, that's for Allison Faye. She asked me about it. When she was on, what was that?
Who?
I don't remember what episode, but
Who?
Allison Faye.
Who?
Allison Faye.
Oh, Allison. She's been on like 4 times.
Man, you played that good, James.
Yeah,
You were
go
throwing
ahead.
me off. That was an
Sorry.
uncomfortable moment for sure. All right, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this because it's worth spending time on. Head first dive by Lita. James, how much disaster did she avoid here? And should the match have been stopped?
Peek behind the curtain. Me and my buddy Brandon watched this match earlier because we were hanging out, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna rewatch this match for the research on the pod." And we were watching it, and when that happened, he was like, because he's saying like, "Oh, he's trying to I'm not gonna say necessarily downplay a lot of things, but he's like, he saw through some things. But when he saw that, he's like, man, she's gotta be really hurt. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like that's not a spot. You know, you don't scorpion yourself on a spot. Like that's like broken necks, shit. So I don't remember the exact intent of your question. What was it?
Oh, I just wondered, like, I mean, did she avoid disaster? One, and two, should they have stopped this match because of the way she landed?
Well, that's on the reaction of her. Nowadays, hell, who knows?
Yeah,
But
I think he did go down and check on her.
because my buddy Brandon was like, man, she's got to be hurt. She's got to be hurt. And then there's a couple moves later, which I know we're going to talk about, where I'm like, he's like, man, she's just fighting through this. I'm like, got him. You know?
To Mike's point, though, the ref did go check on her. So I feel like if she would have said, like, no, then.
Oh, 100%.
He'd have threw up the X.
I thought she broke her neck. I thought she was paralyzed when she did that. Like, it looks bad. And they kept showing the replay, and they even showed the replay later. It looks terrible.
She just come back from neck surgery like a year prior to that.
Correct.
Exactly.
And Adam, I want to go to you on this, because was this an unnecessary chance in the match because of their position on the card?
Oh God, yes. I mean, because I don't think Trish was ready for that, because you could tell it looked like Trish almost stepped out of the way almost. Maybe she got nervous, and it was just unnecessary.
I agree.
Totally. But if Trish was where she was supposed to be, it would have just been a smooth little suicide dive.
And that's what people don't understand.
So,
that was Trish's error, not
But why even do it? But why even do it when this just like the neck surgery thing just happened? Like,
right. I mean,
so I rewatched that a couple times. I feel like it's on both
dominoes in this.
You think it's on both of them, Devin?
I honestly do, because Lita's feet are bent backwards when she's diving. Like they're all bent up. Like that's not the common way. When you watch people dive now, their legs are straight out to fall to come back down, so their legs don't come over their head.
Scorpion.
So Trish uses the mask as a weapon, like hitting Lita with it, then choking Lita on the top rope. Very aggressive Trish strategy here, Devin. Is her style impressing you at this point?
Absolutely. Oh, when she debuted back in 1999, this is 5 years later. Like she's tremendous in the ring compared to back then. So she's definitely improved to one of the greatest of all time.
So now at this point in the match, they have shown the replay of the dive out of the ring 4 times. Mike, is this necessary?
If she would have really got hurt, no. But since she didn't, I can see it just for them to showing, hey, this shit can hurt. She could have got hurt. Like, I think, if she would have really got hurt, they wouldn't have showed it that many times. They would have that would have been it. But since she didn't, she was able to keep on going. Hey, let's show how dangerous this can be.
Having said that, Adam, is Lita showing any sign of pain?
Oh, you can tell she's a little bit sluggish right there at the beginning, right when she's getting up off the floor and everything. And as far as the replays and stuff, it kind of made me feel like they're showing all these replays like they kind of gave away the ending. To me, they did.
Yeah,
they just showed them like, oh, hey, she's fighting for all this and all this, kind of giving away what happens. And I wasn't a big fan of that.
I agree. Suplex off the top by Trish. James, the crowd is into this, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're spotty during it, but once this starts going, especially after the Scorpion death, I think any move that's like perceived as big, they're kind of like, whoa, because like subconsciously they think she just like damn near paralyzed herself,
Correct. So cover by Lita out at 2, kick to the head from Trish, Lita out at 2. Now Lita powerbombed to Trish. Lita on the top rope, Trish blocks this, then counter by Lita into a cover, Trish out at 2. Twist of fate blocked by Trish into a cover using the ropes, Lita out at 2. Lita counting, and then the counters into the Stratisfaction by Trish. Twist of fate by Lita, reverse moonsault by Lita, pins Trish. Devin, how freaking exciting was this exchange and everything that went on here?
It was fantastic. Both these women were on top of their game, and it was coming to a close. The crowd was into it. It was great. It was honestly great.
Yeah, I
What's a
actually
reverse moonsault?
go ahead, Adam.
What's a reverse
Come
moonsault?
on, man, show everybody how good you are. Come on, Harry.
Sun salt. It's a sun salt.
It's just a regular moonsault. Reverse moonsault be a forward flip.
I meant moonsault. I get confused, Adam.
Oh man, I walked right into that one. I'm gonna look like a jackass in this series.
Hey, James, we obviously know who the announcers were. That's why he didn't ask, because it's been asked and asked again, especially during this Attitude Era. But how much did these two, you can name them, and how much did they add to the match for you?
Well, I'm glad because spoiler, this is probably the only announced team I'm going to be able to name. So it was Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. And of course, here's the thing though. I'm glad, I'm really glad you asked me this question, Brad. And I'm not going to talk long on it, but JR was selling the fuck out of this. JR was on his game. He was, that's why you love JR. And in reality, it's why you love wrestling. Because he is selling every emotion, every move, everything. And then Jerry Lawler has to Jerry Lawler. You know what I'm saying? Like, he throws his little, like, sexism, hey, this is the late 90s, or I'm sorry, early 2000s, and all that stuff. And he throws that shit in there, and I get it because it's acceptable and all that stuff. But JR is putting on probably one of the best calls he's ever done. He is laying this in thick. And you really, because I had a non-wrestling fan over earlier, and we were watching this, and he's like, hey, he was getting into it because of the calls JR was doing. So, I love the fact that JR gave it the respect that it deserved. And then, of course, it was 2004, so, King had to, get those, it is a women's match, like that. But JR kills it, dude. JR absolutely destroyed. He's awesome. Awesome in this match.
Do y'all think JR's work kind of covers for what Jerry Lawler could do? Because Jerry Lawler was always the joke and fun, and especially with the women and stuff like that. But JR came out serious, and he came out from the heart.
JR
so that kind of overpowered.
Yeah,
he did that, and kind of Jerry Lawler kind of brought it down just a little bit. So it kind of made it even. They both weren't half and half.
Well, goddamn, pal. You goddamn.
So do you think that's one reason why that could be one of the greatest announcer teams there is because they were that?
Yeah, absolutely. They're not the same.
They were completely different. JR was there for all the hard stuff. He was there for everything that needed to be there.
Emotion. JR was there for the emotion. King was there for the bullshit,
for the bullshit, the laugh, the jokes, the
the one-liners, like the little one-liners.
Yeah, especially the one-liners, and he came this past week when we seen him on Wild 30. He still has it.
I think Jim Ross's emotion makes a lot of this match. It really does.
It makes a lot of matches.
True.
So we have a number of questions on this match. A number of questions. We'll never get to all of them. So let me just give you the 4 that I wrote down.
Hey, well, we should do an Ask Kickout Crew Anything episode.
I think it's a great idea.
Ask the crew.
Yeah. And then 7 questions into it, we're done.
So the first question comes from a lady and a friend, Allison Faye. Better hair. Allison Faye.
Oh.
Better hair. Lita or Trish? I will send my answer to Brad.
Oh, of course you would. I'm gonna say Trish.
Look at him. Look at his face. Look at his head in the air. Oh man.
He still has I like how he still has the beanie on. I love that.
Adam?
Hey, don't give them what they want, man. Everybody wants to see MJF wrestle. Just talk.
It's the main event.
Just be
That's
there.
The main event.
Hey, yeah, you ain't even got to take it off this episode, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Make them want it, bro. You got him, bro. You got him hooked. Make them want it.
I think Lita has the better hair because she's the better wrestler.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay. All right, Devin, you go ahead.
Makes sense to me. It's all that matters.
I'm gonna go with Lita's hair as well. She always had different colors and always had in different braids and stuff. It was always looking cool, especially in the rated RKO days.
How many blondes do we have compared to how many redheads and brunettes?
Well, I know that James is a blonde guy.
That's true.
Too many blondes.
Mike's a blonde guy. I'm a brunette man.
I'm a brunette man.
I'm
Not
gonna
the-
go with Lita on this.
But I'm not kicking any blondes out of bed.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing.
It's not like
Ah,
those
Trish at this point is healed up and she's got the face thing. So if we're asking this question, Lita all day in this match, and especially Lita back in the day when she used to put the strings of her yeah. The ladies know because they do it. Like, come on, y'all girls do that shit too. But back in that day where the punk rock and the like all that shit was popular, this is around the late 90s, early 2000s. Oh yeah, Lita was the thing. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
So-
one of us takes
so-
Brad's wife. Make sure she listens to this episode because he ain't
Holla
keeping no
if you
bonds
hear me.
out.
So anyway, the only answer according to Allison is Lita. I am going to go ahead and go with Trish.
Of course
So
you
next question.
Of
And
course.
what Allison say?
She said the only answer.
He just said Lita.
The only answer is
I
Lita.
thought you said your answer. Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead
My bad.
with Trish. All right, that's okay. That was great.
The
So next
best.
one comes to us from RJ. Shout out to RJ, roughing it up with Brian Hebner every Wednesday morning at 6:00 or 9:00, depending on what the hell I'm talking about. It's 9:00.
Real quick, little tease. RJ helped us get one of our future guests.
Yeah, but we don't want to tell anybody what it is. So
What?
next,
You assholes never tell me anything. Go
Just
ahead,
don't
Brad.
read
You're up.
messages. That's okay.
Huh?
So anyway, he wrote.
Oh, I'm on the
is
fritz.
this-
Sorry.
Is this the women's match that planted the seed in all young girls and women's minds to start training to become wrestlers?
I can say one of
Yeah.
this
Five,
era.
right? Top five.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this era of women where they were actually wrestling more, I would say, had a lot to do with getting the Bellows up there, getting
Yeah.
AJ Lee up there, getting all them. This right here era had a lot to do with getting them there in there.
This
I think
and,
RJ RJ
Yeah, it-
knew what he was trying to ask. But yeah.
Yeah, it
what
wasn't
Mike
just about
said.
looks then. Right now,
Go ahead,
it
Devin,
wasn't
welcome
looks.
back
They
to
were
the
getting in the
show.
ring. They were working.
Correct. Agreed. You
yeah,
agree
this
with that, Adam?
match
I'm
and
sorry.
I just real quick, the Alicia Fox versus Melina feud. We know that actually got a bunch of women into wrestling. Cameron, the ex-Funkadactyl, used to be one.
Shout out.
What?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Adam,
What happened?
are you going to answer the question? Or are you going to read your
Funkadactyl. I deserve.
I forgot. I was trying to find out who our guest is next week. I
all
have no idea.
Well, you're here right now. So what's shaking?
Repeat the
I wonder if you can
question.
check that message later.
Yeah, right.
Repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Is this the women's match that planted the seed in all young girls and women's minds to start training to become wrestlers? Oh, 100%.
Oh, good question. I believe this had a lot to do with it. I mean, there was, Lunder Blaze and a few other women's matches happened all before this, but I think this had a lot to do with it. I say about 50%.
Yeah,
I give
Good
it that.
answer. So Ben Jones, friend of the show, Ben Jones, great picture of Hulk Hogan in the Kick Out Crew shirt. I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it every chance I get. I actually framed it because I think it was awesome. I know. I'm
That's
that guy.
great.
Right.
So,
Hey, shout out to Ben Jones. And let me tell you something, brother. That was a sweet ass fucking Photoshop, bro. I appreciate
Love it.
it.
That was awesome.
Awesome.
So out of
Oh, I see the message. Okay, my bad.
so out of Trish and Lita, who would be better in the current women's division
Lita,
Trish.
in their
Lita.
prime? In their prime.
Lita.
Trish.
Trish.
I think
Mm.
she could be that heel to elevate some of these baby faces to the next level. Trish was always able to rub it in your face, and
We already have a Trish. Her name is Mandy Rose.
we don't have her
We
anymore.
don't have her anymore. She's spreading tan buttholes
Yeah, she-
on
She was
the
number
internet.
24. She was number 24 in the Rumble. She
She
is
has a
here.
tan butthole and she's spreading
If-
it for a menu.
Ooh,
You know you can pay for it. How
Yeah,
crazy
market
is that?
price. Market price.
Market price.
I
Move
think
along,
that-
hey, move along.
If-
Trish is fine. I'm
if
fine with Trish.
if Trish could do a little bit better in the ring, I would say Trish. But I'm gonna have to go with Lita because she has better ring work, and that's more what they focus on now.
Yeah.
So I love the way Zoll phrased this one. Hashtag ask the crew.
Shout out.
Which
You're
do you
part
think?
of the crew, Zol. It's your show.
Amen. Which do you think fits better for Lita and Trish individually? Face or heel? Easiest question ever.
I actually did see
Heel,
this question.
heel for Trish, face for Lita.
I
Are you all-
completely agree.
Yeah, it's the right answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked how Lita, when it was her and Edge, that
Yeah, that was
I liked
awesome.
that part of Lita
That's
too.
kind of
That
where I
was
was thinking.
heat, brother.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
You know what? I'm sitting here not shaking my head like I don't want to. Yeah, you're
That
right.
was heat.
That was great.
Lita to me,
Lita
I mean,
can make a good heel.
yeah. I don't know, because once again, I didn't really watch the Trish that much, and definitely, Lita was an infidelator, or however you say it. So she was kind of a heel when I was watching with the Matt and Edge and stuff. So I really don't have an answer. That's what I wasn't really watching. I would assume Trish is a face because every time I see her now, the crowd explodes.
Yeah, they do.
Giggity.
And I love her on the interviews and stuff like that too. She's a face on the
And
interviews.
Lita's cool too. Like Lita does the shit. She even
They're both
she came in for the
good.
Rumble and then had a match with who was it? Charlotte, I think, at the next pay per view or something.
Lita's happily.
Somebody will
single.
correct me on that.
Can
I don't know if
Can
you're
you guys imagine if they gave Trish Stratus like a Alexa Bliss push, like with the whole Bray Wyatt thing?
We gotta make. What is this, Sammy?
Always,
Sammy
that-
Guevara, Alexa Bliss,
that-
Nitro Pepsi,
that would have been amazing.
Adam Pear.
Speaking of
That would've been
Nitro
amazing.
Pepsi, it's time
we
for a
gotta keep
Nitro
we gotta keep
Pepsi
this
break.
rig on the road.
So those are the questions, James. Back to you.
We have definitely got to keep this diesel rig on the road. That's all I'm saying.
It's
So
too sweet.
Ain't that? It's not too sweet. Devin and Devin, I think you're up on the whatever. Shout out.
All right.
Adam broke the internet again. But Devin, didn't break the internet, you or Nitro Pepsi. But guess what? You're up next on the outline. So Devin,
All right, so my topic this week. It's a new year in 2023. I want to know, when's the last time you guys read a book, and what was that book?
Just finished Bill Apter's book.
you
The
fucking-
Outsiders in 8th grade.
I just finished Bill Apter's book. Is wrestling fixed? I didn't know it was broken, and that was a week ago.
Didn't
I
know
was-
it was broken.
I was literally just talking to a female, and she reads books all the time, and I don't. And she was like, "When's the last time you read?" It was the last time I read a book cover to cover. I was spent the weekend in jail for Republican talks. But
I just started the Eric Bischoff book. I've had it for a couple weeks now. I just started it.
I've
so.
had the JR book
I ain't finished
forever.
it.
Haven't
That-
finished it.
The last book I actually read all the way through was the Jim Ross book.
And it's excellent. I've read
I'm
it
telling you,
as well.
man, Black.
That
Here's
was
my thing.
amazing.
Black Hat is so good. I haven't finished it because number one, I don't want to finish it because I kind of want to, have it. And number two, the way he talks about Jan in that book is like really fucking like that's.
Yes.
And I haven't even gotten to the worst part of the book yet. But I'm just saying, like, I'm in, like the Dr. Heine-ish part of the book. And the way he speaks about Jan throughout the book, knowing what he's going to talk about later, it's a really hard read, man, because he loved Jan, like, with everything. And he speaks so highly of her. It's kind of a tough read, like, to where I don't want to finish it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's
Well,
so
I
good.
just
It's
recently
so
started
good,
that book.
I don't want to finish it.
That's what made me think about this. Was I recently just started Under the Black Hat?
It is fucking great, dude.
I read it
is
during the
really,
pandemic and
really good.
I loved it. During
And
the
you
pandemic,
can hear his voice, like when you read it, you kind of hear his voice, like you know what I'm
easy,
saying?
easy.
It is such a good read, and I don't read books, so it's a really easy read. And the way he talks about Jan kind of gets me sometimes, like it's really good, man. It really is. And the Owen Hart, there's a page because I took a picture of it, like where he talks about the Owen thing, and that is a rough read, also. Like it's a really good book, man. It really is well written.
I'm excited to keep reading it, honestly.
It's fucking amazing.
Won't take you long. Adam, did
Yeah.
you have a book?
Yeah, like I said, it was Outsiders back in 8th grade.
Oh,
That was a
Come
great
out and
book.
play,
Soda Pop.
right?
Want a haircut, Greaser?
Stay
How about
gold,
right
Tony
below
boy.
the neck?
Really?
Yeah.
Pony boy, I love it. Go.
Hey, golden pony boy.
Well, Devin's what you have for us this week?
Yeah, that's about it. I was just thinking about books. I started that. So back to you, James.
Well, speaking of our golden pony boy and that motherfucker with the luscious hair, I guess Adam's next on the outline. So Adam, what you got for us this week?
I'll keep it kind of short also because as we're taping,
Yeah, Brad's dead on that one.
as we're taping today, last night they just did Dynamite and they did a big celebration for Jay Briscoe. And if you know, Warner Discovery banned from having Briscoes or their names or anything on the show or on the station, but they'll have Dana White slapping his wife on that TV show on that station, 100%.
Right. Knew it was going there.
But they finally did a show for him. You know, Mark Briscoe, I don't know how he done it, but he went out there and wrestled for his brother. Jay Lethal's out there, and you can see how emotional everybody was. So I want to give a shout out to Tony Khan, man. You know, it's that's something he didn't have to do, but they're making T-shirts and everything, 100% donations going to the wife and kids. And I know it's wrestling, and I know it's all put together, and it's all it's all choreographed. I won't say choreographed, but it's all premeditated type stuff. But this is real life, man. Jay Briscoe, 38. He would have been 39 yesterday. So not only was it his birthday and his death and everything, but they did an awesome thing for him, his family. And I believe they did another show last week that they just put out on YouTube.
Mm.
So check that out if you get a chance to. But I just want to give big ups to Tony Khan, man, because that stuff's unheard of in the wrestling business. I mean, that's something he ain't got to do. So I just thought that was really great of him to do. So I just want to bring that up.
Yep. And I heard another thing too. I heard is that the Briscoe, I guess it's the Briscoe family, they're helping with the other lady. They're helping paying for all that stuff. Some of their GoFundMe is going for her too as well. So they're helping everybody out.
Big shout out to Jay Lethal. He was more emotional than Mark, honestly, in that match. And Lethal has been a real big part of my fandom this year and the last year. I mean, with Ric Flair, Steamboat, when we were having their last matches, and now doing this match for Jay Briscoe. This guy is he's a hell of a guy, man. And
it's just like Conrad said. I mean, he's the ultimate professional, man. And I got a whole new respect for him.
So just loved last night. Just everything about it, and I am going to get one of those shirts for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Devin.
Yeah.
What about Jay Lethal as you guy?
Oh, Jay Lethal. He's absolutely fantastic.
The guy I was talking about before. Your first topic.
Yeah.
He could be a guy that deserves it.
Oh, he's prime. He should get a push soon.
He does, absolutely, and all his personality, absolutely. But thank you for bringing that up again, Adam. It was emotional night for sure. Love the pop from the crowd. Love that they put it on the air.
True.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Actually, I'm glad you brought this up, Adam, because I've been thinking about this all day and how I was going to incorporate it. And I really do want to give my this could replace my topic thing, but I did want to share this. Like I was just becoming a fan of the Briscoes. I knew their name, and of course I was out of wrestling for a little bit, but I knew their name, and when I started rekindling my fandom of wrestling, they were starting to be a real prominent tag team, and I love FTR. Because of my new fandom of wrestling, FTR has been putting on banger after banger after banger. So when they were like, "Oh, they're battling the Briscoes," I'm like, "Hey, I'll check this out." And that was a great match. Like, we covered it in our first episode. It was an awesome match, and they had a great trilogy with FTR. Like FTR, put them over and like everything. Like, it was promoted big and all that stuff. Well, not promoted big, but like social media was like, "This is the match you need to see. This is the match you need to see." And I kind of felt like, as an outside fan, like, y'all are wrestling fans, I get that. As an outside fan who was, on a sabbatical, I guess, for a little bit, hearing their name and hearing them kind of get like their comeuppance and their praise, which y'all know they've been there for years. But as an outside fan, I was like really starting to dig in. And they were really one of the cool tag teams to me because I watched their matches actually, and they put on great ones and classics. So I guess what I'm getting at is like, it was really cool to see them finally. It felt like they were finally getting their praise, finally building that momentum and finally like getting to, that mainstream attention, which we all know they deserve. And then, just like stuff like that happens and it's like, it's taken away. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to like there's a story they needed to finish. You know what I mean? Like they were writing a really good story at that time. And it just really sucks that they didn't get to finish it. You know what I mean? Like that's what, like it's the same with Eddie. When we talk about Eddie Guerrero, like I imagine like they didn't get the flowers that they deserve, because they both, and I'm not gonna group them together, but like that's the thing that really sucks about passings like this is that they had a story to tell and they were just getting able to tell it, and it was going to be a great book, but that just got kind of like taken from them, and it really does suck. Like it kind of brings you back down to like what's really important and everything, because we all know like it's not like he was a junkie and died. Like he had a story that he was going to keep telling, and that just kind of, as a fan, that kind of got ripped away from us, and it really does suck. So I guess what I'm going to say is like, it is sad that they got ripped away and they didn't get that story, but they told one story that they were able to tell because they didn't choose to go. But it's like the cool thing about wrestling and the fandom and all that stuff is that we're able to portray that legend and keep it going. Like all those smiles, all those TikToks with the kids and all that, love for the wrestling business and all that good matches and everything. That's gonna resonate and that's gonna translate forward. So as fans, like we need to remember we're all here for the same fucking reason. Like we love wrestling. And we need to remember like it brings people together more than it divides us. So yeah, we it did get taken from us. Like people, because Eddie and him they didn't get to complete their story and they didn't get the flowers when they deserved them. But it's kind of on us to like portray what good wrestling business can be, because everybody trashes us for being fake and, oh, why do you watch that? And well, man, fuck you. Like this is real. The way that they treat the kids, the way that they outreach to the community, the way that they give you an escape from every fucking thing that's going on in your life, like that's real. So you can tell me that, oh, it's fake and it's scripted. I don't give a fuck. I'm watching this show and I'm fucking entertained and I don't give a shit about what's going on in my life. So like the fact that one of those guys that gave me one of those happy moments, kind of got taken, it is sad, but I think it kind of makes us all realize like wrestling is a bigger thing than all of us put together. And it's on
Agreed.
us to be entertained and to, do good in life. Like, because the wrestlers give back to the community and the kids 1,000% and never see any mainstream publicity about it. So I guess what I'm getting at is like keep the memories, keep the happiness, and just keep that portrayal of good alive. Everybody says he's a great family man, cared about the fans and all that stuff. Like keep that part of him alive, and show that to other people that may not be wrestling fans. And maybe because we all watch the archives, I watch people that I never even saw before that who may have passed, and I love them now. So that's what we need to do. Like keep that fucking positive energy of wrestling burning, and portray what they wrestle for a reason. They feed their kids, they feed their families, and they put on a show for us. They don't have to. Like we're the shelfish ones. Like we're the ones demanding them to entertain us. So just like there's a lot of good that comes with this. So I mean, I know it sucks, and like I said, maybe the book was ended, not the way that we all thought it would be. But maybe there's another book and another chapter being written after that. And that's up to us to portray that and keep that going. Like the love, the fandom, the togetherness, and the family. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling's a family. We get beaten on by everybody outside, but wrestling fans are a family. And let's let's keep that, you know, he would like that. You know what I'm saying? He would like the wrestling business to thrive and go forward. So, you know, that's all I really got to say about it. I really, it really hurt me. And I'm not even a fan of him, but I was like, man, he never got to get his flowers. So while these people are here and while we are all fans, like, let's fucking cheer for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, boo the heels. Cheer for the shit. You don't have to be a smart mark every fucking time. Sit your ass in that chair and have a damn good time, because that's what they're there for, is to entertain us. And we are there to be entertained. You don't buy a ticket to be a, you know, just like shit all over it. So just, you know, moving forward, like, I hope that's what people get out of it. Like the entertainment, the togetherness, and, you know, like the family. And let's get this wrestling business, like, keep it going, keep promoting it, keep telling people about it, because it lives with us. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we need to keep that shit going. That's that's
Well
kind of what I
said.
got on that.
You know,
Well said,
Very well
James.
said,
Well said.
James.
one more thing about Jay Briscoe. You know what happened 10 years ago with the tweet and everything. And I was listening to a podcast or something the other day. Might have been something on YouTube. Y'all familiar with the wrestler Effie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Effie said, this is a quote from Effie, or tweet Effie did, that when Jay Briscoe, when he met Jay Briscoe, he said he was the most open, the most friendliest person in the whole locker room. He's the first person to welcome him in the locker room and make him feel comfortable, to just be the nicest, the best dude, the more open, talkative, everything. So you can tell after a person makes a mistake, how you can tell when they grow from it. And hearing Effie say that that hit me, because it just shows how a person can change, you know, if you give them a chance.
But here's the thing. It wasn't, I'm going to be careful here.
Yeah, it was
It was part
misunderstood.
of his character is what he was trying to portray as a heel. And it just came
Well-
out. It didn't land. Okay. It didn't land. That's how he says it. You know, what we know, we don't know, whatever the case is, you know.
A lot of
like,
it was his beliefs about, you know, what it says in the Bible and whatnot. And he was talking about his interpretation of what he thought certain things in the Bible said. And when he got more educated about it, then that's when he was like, oh, I made a mistake. So that had a
Right.
lot to do with it too, because they talk
Gotcha.
about it in one of their interviews. And I didn't know that till like a week or two ago. And they did so many great promos, interviews. There was one that they did like 20 years ago, and they said, I guarantee you this. In 20 years, you will know the Briscoe name in 20 years. And that was when they first joined Ring of Honor. And I believe they held up their word. Everybody
They're
knows
buzzed
Briscoe.
heads.
Agreed.
I definitely suggest for our listeners and those of you that aren't as close to the Briscoe name and Jay Briscoe as a wrestler to go back and watch some of his early matches against like Steen and Generico. Watch the Briscoes against
Him and Steen tore it down.
yeah, watch them versus Claudio and Cassius Ono. Watch them against Red Dragon. Some of the greatest matches in Ring of Honor they've had. And I definitely think that we should cherish the man's legacy.
Well,
I
keep the
agree.
business going, man. That's what we're here for.
Great job. Thank you.
Also, that being said, so Dallas, every time these assholes like go into the playoffs, they end in the most ridiculous ass fashion. And it kind of makes you like, it's kind of like a reality TV show. Like you watch all season, there's they're doing good, they're doing bad. And then it goes all the way down to the season finale. And what happens? They do the dumbest shit of all time that you're like, damn, they were so close. I want to tune in next season to watch them fuck me over again. So I think Jerry Jones doesn't want to win a Super Bowl, because why not give Dallas all the ratings? Because let's face it, if Dallas wins the Super Bowl, y'all won't have that nothing to hate on and all that stuff, so it'll kind of lose its luster. But if they get so close and then fuck up, boom, you're hooked again. And as a fan, can't wait till September. Fuck both of y'all. And that being said, is it time for all flips and no flops?
Hey James, I did see one meme about Dak Prescott. They said
Well,
after
got
the
tagged in
game,
it.
they said after the game he threw his helmet down and somebody intercepted it.
You know, I've seen that same meme for 6 weeks. Yeah, Mike.
That was great.
That's so stupid. It was funny to me for some reason. I don't watch NFL, so I don't
That's
know.
what it was.
Well, hey, speaking of heel asshole shit, we have a Cabana Man Dan versus Blake Christian. And I'm talking about Blake Christian. It took place at GCW Take a Picture. It was from January 21st, 2023. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound close? Well, it was. Did you see a bunch
Like 5 days
of
ago?
people in the crowd? Yes, you did. Our friends, you know, your
Oh
show,
man.
you know, our friends and fans, and Adam, you know,
This guy.
your show. And where did it emanate from? Good question, I said to myself. It was
Myself
from
similar.
the Von Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Had a match length of about 15 and a half minutes. Had an attendance of, couldn't find it, but
Well, the attendance is because it's a big venue, but they mark it off like there was one section of the venue they were doing a hockey game, another part of the venue they were doing a like a band competition. So there's like these different halls and stuff is why you couldn't get an actual capacity. But I mean, they're standing room only. They sold it out, and when the hockey game was finished, people were stopping out of the hockey game when they're walking by to see it, and they were coming in as the hockey game was over just so they could watch. I mean, it was just
so
the crowd got bigger as the night got longer.
we'll say there's 25,000 there. We'll give it to him.
well,
There's
hey,
like
but
25,000
you
people in
know, there's
Huntsville.
something about the
Only for the
match.
Commander Mandan match. Only for that match.
So, how do we get there?
We didn't. There was no
Adam?
build.
I drove.
Nice.
There was a
So-
I from the words of Cabana Man, I actually talked to him about this. If there was any kind of build up, and he said the only really thing that happened that he'd been working face for a while, and he had recently had the crowd turn on him, and he turned on the crowd. He turned back on the crowd, you know. So if you'll notice, he'll do these little, in a lot of his matches, he does a lot of high fly stuff when he was babyface. But now he'll start signaling, "Oh, I want to do my flippy stuff," and doesn't give it to him because y'all don't deserve it because they turned on him, so he turned back on them. So what he did was he started calling these all these baby faces out, and he called Cabana Man out, and he did a promo on Facebook and Twitter, talking about how he turned his back on the fans, and he was he just named off a bunch of baby faces he was going to go through because they were crowd favorites, and Cabana Man Dan was actually one of them guys. So that's really the buildup, was just because he turned on the crowd turned on him. So he just started naming all people, and he was one of them.
So I got this
Hmm.
question from Cabana Man Dan himself. And this is for you, Devin. What made this match stand out against versus the other matches, or a typical GCW show, or anything like that?
So this match was really all about the story in the match. Where the rest of the matches, they've had somewhat stories, but you'd see more of the hardcore weapons. You'd see more of the flippy flying stuff that Adam was talking about Blake Christian previously would do. So I think that honestly, this match was all about story and the in-ring match, like action that was happening.
Agreed. Adam, you were here. What was the crowd like for Dan's entrance?
Oh, that was probably the loudest I've ever heard for him. And I've been to several of his local stuff, but that was probably because of the atmosphere, how big the actual hall, the place they had, marked off for him. That was a damn good pop. Plus, half of New South was there cheering him on. So they got the GCW fans, New South fans. I mean, it was awesome.
Mike, could you wrestle barefoot? And do you like the barefoot wrestling?
I can't walk outside barefooted. I got tender feet, so no, ain't gonna happen.
Devin, tell me about Blake Christian. Tell me about Blake Christian.
Blake Christian, previously in the Cruiserweight division in the WWE. He was also in NXT. We've seen him in 205 Live. After that, I'm not sure what happened. I think he got released in all the cuts that were happening. And then now he's been tearing it up in the independent scene.
Didn't I see him last night at the tribute show in the crowd? I thought I saw him. Maybe not. Maybe I was just seeing things. Anyway, we can go back and check on that. Silence. Love it. Anyway,
8
James,
days ago.
have you ever been? Yeah. Well, everybody knows by now. It's not kayfabe anymore. We record a week ahead of time. We don't know shit. James, you ever been to a GCW show?
I have not, but I will say that with Cabana Man Dan's entrance, like the crowd was going ape shit. And the commentators even mentioned it, like, oh, the local man, Cabana Man Dan, blah, 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 because he got like a big pop. I don't think they were expecting the pop Cabana Man Dan got.
By any chance, you know who the announcers are?
Funny that you ask. I do actually. It is. I have Kevin Gill ?
Nah, he wasn't. Kevin Gill wasn't a part of this one.
Son of a bitch. I
Well,
tried to
Adam, since you know who the announcers, Adam.
No feedback. So
That's okay.
I know
And,
who they are, though.
are the
Oh,
announcers?
great, Devin.
They were Dave Prazak on
Yep.
GCW side doing the play-by-play, and Carmen Michael from New South was doing the color commentary.
He's actually the announcer for New South.
Devin, were you not part of the conversation before we started the show about who the announcers were and who they weren't, and James
Yeah.
could not find them?
He researched it.
Hey, oh wait a second. Was that a shot at me?
It
I
actually
think it
wasn't.
was.
It was more of a shot at
I
Mike.
tried to read.
I wasn't shot at me. I didn't give a fuck. I mean,
I tried to read.
You're the one talking shit and calling
they
people out.
said it. They said it on the show right after Nick Gage came out.
So Devin
Well, I wasn't
rewatched
watching
the whole
that.
pay-per-view. Devin
I was
rewatched
tasked
it
with
all.
watching the match.
But Kevin Gill does a lot of their Chicago shows and whatnot, but Prazak does their stuff around here. And it's funny you mentioned Prazak, that he the next night he actually gets up on the turnbuckle and does a moonsault on the GCW versus New South 6-on-6 match. He actually, because he used to be a wrestler. He's like 50-something years old now, but he got on the top turnbuckle and did a moonsault onto the crowd. Onto the floor on the guys. So it's actually pretty awesome.
So Dan clapping with the flip-flops. Blake Christian smacks Dan's face and gets out of the ring. Adam, is Blake Christian doing a good job of being a prick?
No, 100%.
Chops across the chest by by Christian, out of the ring, and a third time out of the ring. Mike, were you getting frustrated that he kept getting out of the ring? Blake Christian, that is.
yeah, he just need to get in the ring and get his ass whooped.
But
Blake Christian-
he was playing to the crowd because remember I said earlier the
Excellent.
crowd turned on him. And you forgot
Blake-
to
yeah.
mention when he chopped Dan, Dan ate them chops, boy. He said, give me more. Because if he
Oh, I actually have it here. Dan ate the chops. I
There you go.
apologize.
There it was.
if there's anything between mine and his training, if there's anything we can take of them chops, because we got our asses chopped daily in training, and it sucked.
I'm not a court reporter, you know. It's like
I did like at one time they went out of the ring and we got to see our main man Adam and Frank Bruno.
That's true. Shout
Right
out to
there by
Frank, dude. I was watching it with Brandon.
sitting
No
there.
lie. I was watching this match. He was like, "There's Frank and Adam." I do a podcast with that guy, and there's Frank. I was like, "Yeah, they're right there, they're right there."
We seen him. Adam like tried to tumble over that little kid that was right there just to get in the screenshot. Like
Well,
he
we gotta
got-
give a shout out to Terry. We gotta give a shout out to Carl. We gotta give a shout out to everybody there. But
Oh yeah, Carl was
when I
there.
saw,
I mean, we
saw
seen a
Frank
little.
and Adam, I was like, "Hey, hey, I
Yep.
know those guys." You know.
I had to talk
Well,
shit
you
to
know,
Blake
Carl-
Christian.
At least the back of his head. We seen Carl's back of his head
Yeah.
most of the night.
Blake Christian in control early. Both competitors showing good athleticism. Crossbody by Dan, then a drop kick. Then a head scissors onto the floor by Dan. Devin, isn't it obvious that Dan is the veteran in this ring to you?
Oh yeah, like Dan, he just knows where to be and when. He doesn't have any wasted movement. It feels like literally everything is fluid to him. He's just he's able to do whatever he wants to.
Stomp by Cabana Man Dan, throws a cup at Blake Christian.
Cup of
Dan's-
ice water, yeah.
That was great. Dan standing on the rope. Christian kicks him off. Christian working a body part now on Dan and also heavy on the chops. Watching up to this point, James, who would you say Blake Christian's influences are?
Well, not anybody good because he kind of annoyed the absolute fucking piss out of me. I
Working a
understand
body
that.
part chops.
I understand. Okay, yeah. Well, he can nate his ass.
Chris Benoit.
He can walk down that aisle back to the fucking locker room. You know what I'm saying? But no, yeah. I get you now. You know.
Ryan.
Yeah. It didn't woo me, if you're asking that.
But even a little Arn Anderson in there as well, working the body part, right?
No, Arn's
Chris
good.
Benoit too.
No, Arn's
Yeah,
good. But no, I
thought-
thought he played a good heel because I hated his ass. I'll give it
Yeah, I
that.
think
And
Yeah.
I was waiting on Vanderman Dan to fuck him up because I was tired of seeing him.
Adam, who's calling
Agreed.
the match and how much
Real
preparation did they do it? So who's calling the match, Adam, and how much preparation did they do ahead of time?
I think they did a little bit. If I know Dan like I do, he talks a little bit behind the scenes.
Oh,
He does.
kayfabe.
He'll talk a lot in the match too.
Oh, kayfabe.
We're not kayfabe.
He's never coming back on the show again after that comment. Hey, Commander Man Dan, love to have you back on the show. This is James, by the way.
I'm sure he'll be back. Christian
He'll be back.
Sullivan
Right.
are still working the leg, playing to the crowd.
He-
Dan and Payne.
He's our most
Mike,
famous person.
Dan
What?
or Mike, how is Commander Man's Dan selling?
Oh, he sells great. Like, I mean,
Nailed it.
he,
Fucking nailed it.
he's selling so good he can sell the Eskimo. So I mean, he's
Great.
great with it.
Submission on the back of the legs to Dan while flexing. Devin, do you hate him at this point when he's doing this? The flexing.
He's that cocky, arrogant heel. Like I can see Chris Jericho doing that. Like
Yeah, well, that's where it's an influence for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I definitely. Yeah, he's that cocky, arrogant heel that everyone wants to see get beat up.
How many influences does he have, Brad?
At least 6 now.
Jesus.
I said 3. Dan
3.
prevents a sunset flip. Yeah, I said. I didn't say Benoit. You guys did. Or Adam did.
Shake your little fucking martini glass. You're just mixing them up. You know, he's got
Hey,
like one.
guess what happened next?
03, 04.
He kicked like Randy Orton.
You want that on the chill? Do you want to?
Hey, Malenko.
Yeah.
No.
He's got
Oh, is
that
it my
big
turn?
show
Less
arrogance too.
ingredients, your shit. You're trying to puddle right now on us. Pedal.
Dan prevents sunset flip into the corner. Commander Man Dan using the ropes into a backslide. Is this a clash of styles here, James, that works well? The two of them?
I do believe so because one is a full-blown heel who I guess has 27 fucking inspirations. And then the other one is our buddy Commander Man Dan, who is all flips but no flops. So I would say, yeah, this is a classic heel versus face, and we definitely know who the heel is.
Adam, has Commander Man Dan always utilized the ropes like this, like he does now, or is this something he developed?
No, he's always been. So he can kind of change his thing up. He can be, he can stay, step for step with you, but at the same time, if he wants to get down and dirty and move for move with you, he'll get down and dirty with you.
Great answer.
He's a real good
Super
technician.
Super kick from Blake Christian on the ring apron, then goes after the leg, and a hard fall onto the floor looked really rough. Mike, Blake Christian is now clapping again, and I see a picture of you and your kids right hand corner.
Mike's kids
Now-
are screaming again.
Did you think this was cheap heat from Blake Christian? Kind of like the cheap heat you're giving me now from this freaking picture? Or
Actually, I'm right here. I was paying attention.
it's happened like
All right,
5
or-
times, not you, the clapping.
or
No, the clapping's happened like 5 times. He seems to keep
Right.
does it. Does it work or does it even matter?
I don't think it fucking matters. Like they're just there.
It's
Like no,
It
it
just
don't
seems
matter.
so easy, right, Mike? Mike, it didn't seem easy,
Yeah.
like easy.
Like Sunday
You
morning.
can come up with something better. I mean, you can come up with something better. I mean, do your
know. I
move
thought-
and sit there. Do your
He's
move and look at
imitating
the
the
crowd
crowd,
and be
man.
like, yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
would work a lot better.
He's imitating the crowd and he's intimidating or imitating Commander Man Dan also with his knee during the match.
What a
Correct.
son of a
No,
bitch.
yeah, that bit.
Christian looks like he's going to dive out of the ring, but slides and smacks Dan. Devin, there's not a lot of history between these guys, but there's still a story being told, don't you think?
Oh yeah, the story of Blake Christian always trying to get the one up here and bullying Commander Man Dan around the ring. Like, and then even there, he's playing the story with the fans where he's taunting them, kind of like Adam said he used to do that jump, and they thought he was getting it there, and then he slid under the ropes just to slap Command Man.
Referee is not counting while these two are out of the ring. I think that's just something that happens in GCW sometimes.
No,
So
it's
James-
GCW rules. There's no rules.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I've been
that's what
there.
it
I
is.
just don't remember that every match was that way, but that could be true.
Yeah,
James
GCW does their own rules because the next night they do a New South rules for the New South Championship with I think there's Billy Starks, and
Gotcha.
I can never remember their champion, Kinsey Page.
Frederick Taylor. Oh, okay.
It's Kinsey Page, and during their match they did New South rules. They had to specify New South rules because it was actual rules in the match. Because GCW is just pretty much no DQ. No count outs, just pin and submission.
No
Kenzie
flips, no
Page,
flops.
one half of the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions.
I'm so
Anyway,
impressed for her, man.
James Christian's really working the crowd. We, of course, love Cabana Man Dan. We are, of course, biased. But does this match make you want to watch more of Blake Christian?
Depending on who the babyface is, 100%. I would like if your question is would I like to watch him lose? Yes.
Okay.
That is
thank you.
the answer. Yes.
Well, he did the next night. Just spoiler alert.
Spoiler. But no,
But,
I guess he
Hey.
did his job. That's kind of the gimmick thing. Like I'm the fool for saying it, for hating him and all that stuff. But yeah, it'd be really I'd pay money to watch him lose to the right person.
No,
More
he
chop-
did. He won the next night. I'm sorry, he won the next night. He beat Hunter Drake.
Of course he did.
More chops for Blake Christian. Christian in control again, laughing and taunting. Dan thrown into the corner, tries to climb the ropes, but falls due to the leg injury. Adam, how good is this with the storytelling and the callback?
Well, see, he tried to do that flip over the corner thing is what he tried to do. And you see him grab the knee as soon as he did it. And well, that's all I'm gonna say about it. But yeah, you can see where it just shows like he just doesn't have the leg strength. And even the commentators mention it like, oh wow, he's hard to do one leg. His leg's blown out. He's tired.
DDT off the top to Christian. Mike, Dan now crawling towards the flip-flops. What did you think he was going to do with them?
I thought he was gonna put him back on. I thought it might be his foot, like his feet hurt or
So
something.
dumb.
Blake takes his flip-flop from him and puts it in the back of his tights. Devin, did you know that this flip-flop was going to come back into play?
Yeah, he kind of did. When Blake puts it in his tights, it's kind of clear that something's gonna be fishy here.
Technically not that flip flop.
But Dan gets it back, but Blake throws it into the crowd.
Yep.
True.
This is funny ass shit. You know what I mean? Clothesline by Cabana Man Dan, spinning heel kick by Dan. Then I guess an atomic drop, Adam.
Yeah, it was like Bubba Ray Dudley used to do. He used to do like a sit down atomic drop type deal.
Then a great mood, a code red variation, they called it, by Cabana Man Dan into a cover. Kick out at 2. It didn't finish him, James, but did you think
Wait
that
a
was a
minute.
decisive?
Wrong sequence. He did the atomic drop and he jumped over his head and did like a drop kick.
I moved on from that.
Well, you
talk
got to
about-
reference the whole move.
Like again, I'm not a court reporter.
Yeah, but
I'm not
you got to reference the
Stenographer,
full
man.
move.
Stenographer.
It's a combination move he does. He does like the atomic drop deal, and then he jumps over him and does like a face, like a drop kick to the face. You got to reference the whole move.
Man, I remember when this used to be fun.
Professional.
But anyway,
podcast.
did you think that move was decisive, James? That code red variation?
Oh, you're talking about Mountain Dew?
That's what they called it. The code red variation. It was off the rope. All right.
Yeah, you
Adam?
know what, Brad? It was I actually thought that it was good not transitional move. It was like a power move that almost was like transition move because they followed it up so eloquently.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is the shit that people like, I think.
I who the fuck knows, really?
I love how he thought Code Red was named after the Mountain Dew. I love that.
Well, no, that's the only code red I know is Mountain Dew.
Blake
Shout out.
Christian
They're on
double
sale at our
stomp.
store for $4.71 for all veterans and everybody going to comp series.
Blake Christian double stomp off the top rope. Blake into a cocky cover. Kick out by Cabana Man Dan. Adam, again, where you were there, big reaction from the crowd from where you were sitting?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because everybody loves the close, the false finishes.
Hey, time out. I'm gonna call Adam out. Were you sitting or were you standing? Because every time
There's
I see
not
you, you were
chairs,
standing.
so you're good.
I was standing the whole
No,
time.
There's no chairs, right? Where you're at.
Well, I mean,
yeah, but you said sitting. He can't be sitting if he's standing.
who are you talking about?
That's a very good point, Mike. That is a
Wow,
very
hey,
good point.
You
That
can't be
is
pissing
such a
sitting.
badass thing to say, man. I want to quote that.
I was standing the whole time.
It's so awesome. Hey,
my-
can't be sitting if you're standing. Real shit. Love it. Fucking love it.
People listen to this for fun. Trading blows in the ring. Both look tired. Wait, Dan grabs the flip flop.
Hey, we're trying to get sponsors. We got to get there.
Yeah.
Blake
Well, hey,
blocked
we can't be sitting if we're standing on sponsors.
blocked by Blake Christian. Knee by Blake Christian, a super kick. Dan up very quick. Do you think at this point, Mike, it's okay to do a little less selling this late in the match?
No, you should really be selling this late in match because you're getting your ass whooped. You're tired, you wore out. Even if you're winning, even if you're on top, you're still wore out in it. So
I just wonder sometimes with the adrenaline and towards the end of the match. You got something, James?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay, great.
He powered up
So
from the flip flop.
not everybody can hulk up.
Right.
He hooked up from the flip flop.
But
Dan-
I mean, you're tired. I mean, if you keep on going, you're going to be tired.
They
So I
don't
mean,
get
yes,
tired.
there should be that little quick hit and miss, but you can't be like, boom, hey, I just took a line of coke and I'm ready to go.
The flip flop
So-
is like the urn for the Undertaker. He draws power from the flip flop.
Oh, okay. Well, that works then.
Ben Jones says this is an easy listen. I'm having trouble even saying it, let alone listening to it, huh?
Well, I mean, click and play is easy listening. How you listen to it, that's the that's the thing.
Oh.
I
Dan
don't know how these people listen to this show at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I had messages
That's-
at 6:30.
Yeah.
Dan
Dude,
kicks
I
back,
took my break at well, yeah, whatever.
then Christian
I
kicks.
really, really appreciate the feedback that we get. I don't know. It's humbling because I envision maybe a lot worse. So we just have fun, man. Shout out to our fans.
We
I don't
love
know.
y'all.
Guys,
To me,
we really do like each other for the most part.
Well, no, yeah, whatever. Sorry, go ahead, Brad. I'll show you.
Dan kicks back, then Christian kicks, and then it kicks Dan into the cover. Out of two, drop kick into the cover by corner by Christian, misses the stomp again. Flip flop to the chest of Blake. Devin, is this the payoff you were waiting for?
Oh yeah, I thought Dan was about to win. Even with that
This is my
with that
weekend.
flip flop. Oh, the flip flop chop. I thought it was over.
Blake Christian selling the flop like a champ. Clothesline by Cabana Man Dan. James, are the flip flops even legal in a match like this?
Who's the
Is it a
referee?
weapon?
It
I
is in
think it's-
GCW.
Does a referee have a history of calling flip flop disqualifications? Like, who's the referee?
I think it's Scott Armstrong.
Was everybody tan?
Ooh.
Because I don't know, man. It's I mean, we all know what it was, but it was cool that I like the flip flop spot. Actually, it wasn't a spot. It was flip flops. No flops. No spot. Shout out Cabana Man Dan. Been on the show a couple times. Once maybe. Whatever.
Once in a bonus show.
Have we covered him twice?
Covered him twice and we made it nice. Uppercut
There,
by
man.
Dan into a 2 count. Christian rolls out of the ring. Blake Christian hits Dan with the chair off the distraction of throwing the other chair in the ring because the ref was chasing that chair. Very well done. springboard 450 stomp by Blake Christian, and that is the pin.
Yeah.
Very good match. Blake in the ring with the chair still, puts Dan's head into the chair. Adam, was there any chance that the new sensation was going to come into the ring for help?
I told him I was going to jump in there if he needed it. Luckily,
Well,
Hunter
all
Drake
right
got
then.
there before I did.
I was waiting for Adam to jump in the ring and save him. Honestly.
Right, the new sensation.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Hey,
Oh,
did
yeah, I
y'all
heard
use
that.
did y'all use the that song when y'all do house shows?
No,
Are you ready for a new sensation?
I use Magic Carpet Ride.
I bet it is.
Ooh.
I bet
Like
it
you were
is.
dreaming.
Did you see it? Did you sing a 450 stomp?
Oh
That was
no,
pretty
I
cool.
did
wasn't
not. I said springboard 450, then a stomp by
Okay.
Christian.
I didn't hear the
So
then in there. Okay. I was
if you
about to say,
had your ears on,
a 450 stomp would be pretty damn cool. Honestly.
I know you like to call me out on my bullshit, but not on that one, pal.
Like a
Not on
450
that
coup de
one.
grace type thing?
Yeah, like a 450 coup de grace type deal.
Blake
Hunter-
Christian,
Imagine.
he used that chair right on Cabana Man's knee, and then the 450 was perfect on his knees too.
Yeah.
I thought that
it?
was
Right on
great.
it. Yep,
It
Yeah,
sure
you like the
was.
knees, don't you? Hunter Drake breaks it up,
he does. He
Setting
gets on
up
his knees all the
tomorrow.
time.
setting up tomorrow's match. Drake gives Dan his moment, raises his hand. Adam and Devin, any other up and coming wrestlers on this show that we should know about, and maybe we can get on later on down the road?
The next match, I can't remember something Loco and
Nailed it.
You say
Gringo
Sunoco?
Loco and I got the Alrez. Alrez, I think is he's fairly new. He's like the king of strange style, but he's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Anybody
Gringo
else?
also-
Loco, for a bigger guy, he's real good.
There's a tag team and two up and coming wrestlers that I'm super excited for. One from
Of course you are.
Seattle that was on Dynamite just a few weeks ago, and that is Nick Wayne. Another one is from the East Coast, and that is Jordan Oliver, who used to be
I know
in
Jordan Oliver.
MLW.
My wife has a Jordan Oliver shirt. You want to know why?
Jordan Oliver had a match the next night, and he did freaking amazing. God, it was such a good match.
So when we were at the GCW show, he was the first match of the night, and then after he was done, he was just hanging out like with the crowd. And my wife said, "I really want to support this kid." So she went over and bought a shirt from him, and I thought that was really cool because I think he's only like 23 years old, 22.
Yeah, he's
19?
young,
Yeah,
22.
he's still young.
Yeah, he was. This is 2 years. This is 2 years ago. So that's him just saying. Yeah, Jordan Oliver, big fan of him for sure.
So their tag team name is the East West Express, and I definitely suggest looking some more of them up on YouTube.
Somebody else to look for: Tony Depp and Adam Priest. Adam Priest, I think, is gonna get a lot. This is his first real match in GCW. Tony Deppen is the mainstay in GCW, but he also just had a match with AEW Dark, which
So-
he went against Serpentico and actually won that match.
Oh.
But the night after Dan had this match with Blake Christian, had a match with Tony Depp, and he stepped in for Brandon Locksmith because he hurt his ankle. So Dan stepped in and actually beat Tony Deppen.
Mike, are you doing okay over there, you motherfucker? What are you doing? You
Sounds
clean
like
up the
getting
trash?
abducted.
I'm good.
Get your
No, I'm good.
ass
I'm here.
down.
I'm
Baby.
listening. Just chill out.
Yeah, we're listening. We're listening too.
Anyway,
I'm
Cabana
watching.
Man Dan, Tony
I'm here.
Deppen is a damn good match to watch also.
Anybody see the First Family mortgage shot right after this?
Hell
Of the
yeah.
building?
Yes.
Because
Finally,
Conrad bought like 2 rows of tickets, and he had the 2 rows opposite where you couldn't see behind the hard cam.
So finally, one last question from a lady
Was he
in friend,
there?
Alice.
Conrad,
Allison.
it was Conrad, Corey Ron Forster,
Cassio.
Cassio, the
yeah.
comedian from Howard Stern.
Oh, Shuley.
Shuley, Shuley was there. I met him.
Hilarious.
And there's a couple other guys that I didn't recognize, but they were there too.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah,
question
shout out
from-
Shuley.
From Allison Faye. She wants to know if we're going to see Cabana Man Dan at Top Guy Weekend 2023. Well, stay tuned. Other than that, we are done with this match. It was a great thing. Glad we covered it. Back to you, James.
What if? And this is a shout out to Cabana Man Dan because we all know he listens to us every week, especially when we come out. So, hey, Cabana Man Dan, what if I were to buy a meet and greet for said show and then just have my phone out? You know, you could just like, hey, he's been on the show before, you know? What if I buy one of the meet and greet things, just like straight up like a selfie, like, hey, Commander Man Dan, say hey, what's up to the Kick Out Crew fans, all like, 17 of them. Hey, something to think about.
Hey, Cabana Man Dan, why don't you chop James with a flip flop?
Boom.
Yes.
Roasted.
Please.
Yeah.
This confirms that all these guys hate me and they're assholes. Throw back to that. Everyone hates James. That is the truth. But I think we've done we've done enough joking right now. It's time to get down to the real jokes. And what better joking segment than the hottest segment in wrestling podcast? And boy, you don't want to miss this. It is Waka 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 with Adam. So Adam, take it away.
I forgot to take my beanie off for this one.
Oh, well, that's a different.
There's Adam's hair.
Hey, ladies, get the mop because your boy.
By the way, there's an outsider chance we're going to be getting in under 2 hours tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've only got 4. I got 4 quick ones right here.
I think it's a big, sexy chance.
That was awesome.
Hey, did y'all know that R2D2 is like the most obscene character in the film industry? Because everything he says, they bleep it. So they bleep everything he ever says. He's the most obscene talker ever.
That's a good one.
Waka Waka.
I mean, have y'all ever realized that? Everything
until
he
now.
says is bleep.
On the same hot dog.
No, I don't think he eats hot dogs. He's a robot. That don't make no sense. So,
I like that.
how does a train hear another train coming?
They toot toot.
No. With its engineers. Engineers.
I get you.
Waka Waka Waka.
Yeah. Why do seagulls fly over the ocean?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Ah.
I mean,
all you need is some cream cheese, probably whipped, and then
well, if you want to whip that bagel.
Shout out to bagels.
Shout out to bagels.
What does a janitor say when he jumps out of a closet?
Supplies.
Supplies.
Sorry, it took me a minute.
Supplies.
I like that joke. I've told that joke.
I've never heard that. I actually like that's pretty good.
Brad.
Adam, I know I sent you a couple more jokes. I'm still waiting for those to come out.
Right?
I'm starting to think you're sending them to the
They
wrong
are the-
number.
This is like 5
They are the
weeks now,
funniest.
man. Brad.
I think you
Adam
sent them
is
to the
not
wrong
doing it.
number.
Brad, where did you hear
I
that
got
joke? You have to give context. Or where did you tell that joke?
I think I told it to my kids like about 15 years ago.
Yeah, well, cool dad. Old cool daddy Brad Diesel.
Supplies.
Daddy
That's good.
Brad Diesel.
Brings back some old memories.
I wish we could make some more memories, with old Big Sexy. You know what I'm saying? Old cool
Big
daddy.
Sexy, this one's for you. Go ahead. You done, Adam?
Yeah, I see. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
That's what we keep saying.
Boy,
Yep.
that should be my pickup line.
Oh,
You want to see something short and sweet?
Yeah. All tip, no shaft. What's up, ladies?
I'm a
Hey, now,
there
grower,
you
not a
go.
shower.
Hey, man.
And James Delacour. Oh, man. Now I just realized why you don't put your real name on shit.
I'm a grower, not a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, Blue Chew would. Anyway.
We ain't got on that sponsor yet.
Randy.
Well,
Oh,
would that bring us up to you, Brian?
Yes, it would. I was just waiting to be introduced.
Oh yeah.
All
you
right,
know,
so next on the timeline or the outline will be Brian. Yay!
So just some quick would you rather. We're going to keep it wrestling related questions. Okay. Would you rather have Sasha back in the WWE or Mandy Rose back in the WWE? WWE, not in wrestling, in the WWE. Adam,
Mandy Rose,
why is that?
because she's gorgeous.
Good answer. Devin?
I'm gonna say Mandy Rose for the sole factor.
I'm shocked
of
already with both. Go ahead.
I want Sasha to stay out of the WWE and see what happens.
I was very specific for that reason.
fair.
Very
Michael?
good point. Very
Michael?
good point.
Fair.
I was almost gonna say Sasha because I think she has the better ring work, but Sasha.
Gotcha.
But I think what
Gotcha.
Devin said, what Devin said makes sense. I would like to see what she does outside WWE. So we know what Mandy can do. Bring her back in, let her sell pictures, and we keep on buying them in her videos, and let Sasha go do something somewhere else. So
Right.
Mandy Rose it is.
James?
I
As
kinda
long as
think
she
I would
can do
agree.
her pictures and videos.
Yeah, because I want to see what Mercedes Monet, here comes the Monet, can do. Because she thinks a lot highly of herself, and I get it. So I kind of want to see her do these independent things. Maybe it'll pay in that, maybe it won't. But if you're talking about bringing somebody back, I mean, who's more tan? Who's tan enough than Mandy Rose's asshole? Like her butthole's so tan. Like
Eh.
people say you got to be
got
tan,
that.
like to make an impression, giggity. So I mean, she's tan all the way to the cheeks, all the way down the cheeks. So wouldn't she be the one you bring back because she's tan all the way to the brown eye thing?
I am with you. I'm going with Mandy. Like you say, her ass is standing to my face. So that's always a good thing.
Right.
But I think Mandy's more WWE. We want to see what Sasha does outside of the WWE. Very good
Yes.
answers.
Mike's
All right.
wall is tanner than your face. I mean, let's be real.
So this is there's 3 of these. This is the second one. Do you want FTR to stay on course in AEW? What they're doing now, what you have seen lately, or would you like to see them leave and pursue other avenues? Go ahead, James. You're the one shaking your head.
on course. What do you mean on course? Not on
What are
TV?
they? Yeah, right. I'm telling you what you've been seeing. Not like you're going to get the AEW championship. Follow what's been happening.
I would like them to be on AEW TV. I
That
don't
wasn't the question.
think them going to WWE is going to be, roses like they think, because the changes are adrift or are a shift or are the winds of shit are going, whatever you go, whatever the
Doesn't have to be
phrase is.
WWE.
Huh?
Doesn't have to be WWE. It can be anywhere.
I want
I
them to go to
wouldn't-
anywhere besides WWE.
Okay.
Well, they already do
If they,
because
if they stay with AEW, they get to go other places. So I'm gonna say
yeah,
stay with
I
AEW.
wish they would not be booked the same in AEW. I wish they
All
would
right.
be booked
but
at
they
AEW.
do not.
Been there,
Yes,
like,
they do
2
not need all the
pay-per-views in a
titles.
row. They weren't even there. What in there? Yeah, I
Devin?
don't
Yeah,
think
they don't-
anywhere
but they don't
outside
need
of
all the
it they're
titles.
going to be treated good. That's me.
I agree with the crew and think they should go elsewhere. And I would love to see them wind up in NWA and win the Crockett Cup this year.
Oh,
The last-
Ain't nobody watching
Listen,
that
you
shit,
would.
man.
Real quick,
They're not
let
gonna
me
go down.
let me explain real quick. The
No,
last
of
team to
course,
win the
yes,
Crockett
please.
Cup in 2022 was the Briscoe brothers, who had the legendary feud with the Briscoe brothers, FTR. I would love to see FTR honor the Briscoe brothers and win the trophy
They
that
have
they
to
just
pay
held.
them more than they're going to get in
Fuck you,
return.
Devin. Devin made a good point. Fuck you, Devin.
And Adam, you seem
Good
to
point.
agree.
Yeah, because they've already done the whole worldwide thing. I know they wanted to be known as one of the best tag teams ever. So they went to Mexico. They've been to Japan. They haven't done Impact, and they haven't done NWA like Devin said. And I know when the Briscoes was in NWA, they had a thing against the Rock and Roll Express, I believe.
Yep.
So it would be good to see FTR to do something in NWA as a tribute to the Briscoes. I agree with Devin 100%.
Yep, and I want them to go as well. I
point.
think they're not being used properly in AEW, and I'm ready for them to move on to different things.
Good
Finally,
point.
who would you rather see in the main event of WrestleMania? Stone Cold or The Rock? We're keeping it simple. Let's go. Who do you want? Who would you rather see?
Eric Young.
Huh?
All right. The
It's gonna
bear
be one of
drinking
them.
redneck.
Yeah. One of them, right?
I'd
Yeah.
rather see Stone Cold, but yeah.
Okay.
If I had to
Stone
choose
Cold's my man.
one, if I had to choose one,
That's all you get to choose.
I think
one.
it.
There
Well, I
ain't-
think
there
it
ain't
may
three.
be this fucking profile picture. That's why I'm talking. If I had to choose one, yes, sir.
The Texas
Evan?
bastard.
Evan,
I would go with the
fucking just
Brahma
say?
Bull.
What the fuck did you? Okay, go ahead, Devin. Can't wait.
I would go with The Rock. I'd love to see the Battle of the Samoan Dynasty. Love to see cousin versus cousin. It was hinted on in Young Rock, and I'd love to see it.
Good
Adam?
point.
The Rock, because I've always been a huge Rock fan. And two, this is a 3-year storyline. And I want to see where it's heading. I want to see it culminate to something. So, I mean, I'd love to see Stone Cold. Don't get me wrong. We seen him last year. So, I think The Rock versus Roman, title or no title, I don't care. Either one. I just hope that it's just because it's a storyline, man. I'm a huge fan of storylines. So
Well,
just
but you gotta think, if you think about it though, whoever it is, they either A, have to lose at WrestleMania, or B, have to have 2 matches so they can win at WrestleMania and lose the next match and lose the title.
They're not going to win the title, but it's going to be The Rock. It should be The Rock because Stone Cold did it last year. I mean, what are we doing?
That wasn't the question.
I said, who do you
Yeah,
want to be in the main event? Stone Cold or The
Yeah.
Rock this year? Right.
But y'all all
did it last
said.
year. What the hell do I
Rock
care about
because-
this year?
No, well,
Who's going to get the bigger
Hey,
pop?
hey.
The Rock has been gone for 10 years.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting. You
Mhm.
guys
What is
gave
wrong?
the most bullshit pander answer. You want to see The Rock because you already saw Stone Cold.
That's
But
my
why
answer. I'm
the
telling what
fuck
it's
would you
better.
not want to see Stone Cold? I'm not saying opponents because
I'm
y'all
gonna pop
chose
for
The
either
Rock
one,
because of his opponent. Y'all chose it because you get Rock and Roman. Stone Cold doesn't get to choose his opponent. You know what I'm saying? What if it was Stone Cold and Roman? Huh?
Ooh. I like it.
It's great. Like, I'd watch that. I'd love to pay for
Then what's the
that.
difference between Rock and Roman?
I don't understand why you're so angry.
Well, no, I think y'all just because I like Stone Cold, man.
Right here,
And every
I don't
single
understand
one
why.
of you
I don't think
assholes
your
is gonna
comebacks
rock.
are good enough to be putting us down. The answer's The Rock.
Oh.
Oh, so you premeditatedly asked the question.
Back to you, James.
Thank fuck. All right, hey, well, Devin can
Yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a little pause, a little breather. Because Devin doesn't deserve this on his demographic. You know. So
But he already
Devin,
did his demographic.
was
Where's
that
I at?
that was it?
Nothing.
Oh
Keep on
yeah.
going.
Well,
Hey,
what
we
better
got
way
10
to watch wrestling and pretty much tell all of your friends that they're assholes and they're wrong than with some good food. So Mike, what's on the Mike's Meat Minute? Because Brad's looking at a timer right now, so something's got to be cooking.
Hey,
I thought
this
we
is
didn't have a
easy.
demographic.
Did we not?
Did we do
Y'all told me.
No, no, y'all just.
Do it. Do
All
it.
right,
Do
all
it.
right.
Man,
So- No one's mentioned it at all. But as the day this episode drops, happy Groundhog's Day.
Oh, fuck you.
What? What?
Who the
We're
fuck
gonna have
cares?
6 more weeks of winter, and then, yeah,
Oh, fuck
we
you.
who?
us, America.
Congratulate America's
What if
ass.
somebody-
I'm
No,
in
we're
America.
not.
I ain't gonna have no
You
goddamn
had to-
6 more weeks. Congratulations. Oh, it's gonna snow in the Northeast.
Hold on.
Whoa,
I'm gonna be
come
Brad.
It
on,
is
be
storming
surprised.
here right now.
You had
Hold on, I
to
gotta
I
be
had
Brad.
a
Look.
power last
I'm
week.
gonna be Brad. What?
You had the nerve to wish someone a happy new year. and
Well,
during
well,
the episode
I
when
don't think it's gonna
February.
snow in the Northeast, Devin.
That ain't gonna work for me, y'all. We ain't doing 6 weeks of winter. I can't do that.
I wish we
Speaking
would
of
have done
burying
this.
somebody
I
for
eat
6
too
weeks,
cold.
that's a deep cut right there.
Happy Groundhog
I
Day
ain't
to
doing
all our
that.
listeners out there from the Kickout Crew.
Happy Groundhog's Day. I hate Groundhog's Day. I hate groundhogs. Fuck groundhogs. They dig a hole.
That's all.
Yep,
For
back
the
to you,
people
James.
on the audio, they have no idea what this is. So that was Mike making fun.
All right, you can do your thing now, Mike.
Speaking
Hey,
of
speaking of
making fun, why don't we make some food with Mike's Meat Minute? So, Mike, what you got this week?
I got something very easy to do this week. I am going to do a lemon pepper pulled pork recipe. And if you want another recipe, tune in to the Kickout Crew YouTube because Mike did a live Mike's Meat Minute on YouTube. Check it out. That's Mike's Meat Minute this week. And there we go.
Fuck you.
There it is. Yeah, so you'll just have to check out that footage if you want the recipe.
TikTok,
snaps,
TikTok. Check it out. I spent 12 hours on that video. Let's
Hey,
do it.
it was good. I watched it already. I
Hey,
gotta
you should have got
Yeah.
Tyler to do
make
it.
it.
Should have got Tyler to do it.
I should have because he would have done a lot better, but
Always
He did good.
remember, it's way easier when Tyler does everything. Tyler is
yeah.
just the goddamn golden goose. You just always remember that. And what better than a golden goose? Was that all you had, though, I guess?
that's it. Conclusion. Next week, Brad. What we got next week, Brad?
Next week, we only know of one match next week, and that match, Devin, you gave it to us already. It's Sasha versus Charlotte from which pay-per-view?
What?
2021. Not Sasha. I'm sorry.
Becky Lynch versus Charlotte at Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Champion
that's,
versus champion.
We're not sure what else is going on in that show yet, so just stay tuned. But that's one match for sure. So that's next week.
Listen up on Twitter. And
Yeah,
if you want to
we'll add,
advertise with us, hit us up at kickoutcrewpod@gmail.com.
For
That's
sure.
where we're at.
That's true.
For
And
sure.
I am at Whitaker1028. Hit me up with all your recipes and let's get her done.
Speaking of getting her done, what you got, Brad? Trying to get her
Brad
done?
at yes man Brad on Twitter. This was a fun episode. We really like our Cabana Man Dan and enjoyed talking about him. And of course, when it comes to the Kickout Crew, we're always going to show our respect to the ladies. And it was great talking about the first ladies main event, Trish versus Lita. And it was a fun episode, guys. Even though we fight, we love each other.
Yeah.
Even you, James.
And
Loaded,
it's Thursday
statement.
it's Thursday, 8:55.
And you know what that means.
Gals, you know what that means.
It's almost like we got a big, sexy 5 more minutes. So Brad and Mike already took hold. So Devin, why don't you take hold and tell the people how they can reach you, demographic and all that stuff.
Well, like
Brad
Brad said,
Instagram, TikTok, all that.
like Brad said, this was another fun episode this week, guys. From a legendary, was a legendary feud of mine growing up with Trish and Lita, and a great wrestler that I got to meet over Zoom here in 2022, Cabana Man Dan. I'm excited to see where his career goes. I'm excited to see where we keep growing. Catch us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. We're all at the Kickout Crew Pod, and I am at Devin D19.
I'll be damned. Yeah, well, hey, appreciate that.
Hey, Devin, how we doing on TikTok and all that? We got a lot of videos up there.
Terrible. If be a friend, tell a friend. If you like what we're doing and you like the clips that Devin's posting, be a friend, tell a friend. Help spread the word to that New York bastard up there, fucking, Devin.
And if you hate our TikTok, message Devin.
Message Devin.
Hate our
My man.
Hater.
My man.
hate our Snapchat, message Devin. Hate our Instagram, message
Shut
Devin.
up.
Right?
Adam,
Adam.
what about you?
I think Adam's next.
Adam underscore from underscore Bama. Thanks to RJ and everybody doing their questions. RJ repping it up. And I'm repping my Paul Water Dave shirt.
Oh yeah.
So
if he
listen to
knows-
him. He's got a good podcast. So the only reason why I bring him up because I'm actually going to go visit Paul Water Dave when this drops. It'll be that weekend after when everybody hears me now. We're going to go
You're
see
going
him
too,
in
Mike, right?
Mississippi. Huh?
No, I'm not going.
Oh, I was told on the show you were.
I was planning on going. Things
Well,
changed,
they've already
so.
announced it, so sorry.
Me, Frank, James, and I think I'm going to take my son with me.
Just saying, they already announced it, so you better figure it
Yeah.
out. Back to you, James.
I like how Adam was legit saying who's gonna go, and then Brad, host of the show, was like, "Mike, you're going, right?" And then while Adam was literally saying who's going.
Well, because on
Yeah.
Paul Water Dave show last week, they said Mike Whitaker was going.
Oh well.
Yeah, all intentions planned, last minute changes, not able to make it.
Sorry
Maybe
to hear that. I
he's
guess
a
their show's a bunch
Rumble
of liars.
entrant.
Yeah. All intentions, but
Bring us home, buddy.
All right. Well, it looks like we got 3 minutes.
Huh.
Supposedly. Nah. I do want to thank all the guys for another great episode. I want to thank all of our listeners for putting in questions. I want to, thank you for taking part in your show, which is Kick Out Crew. You can find us at Twitter, at Kick Out Crew. Devin. You can find us on YouTube, Kick Out Crew again. You can find us on Devin said the Instagrams and the TikToks and all that stuff. And here's the thing. You got us, you got our names, you got our number. Well, not numbers, but you know what I'm saying. Hit us up because it is your show. And that's the feeling we try to project, because we're really glad that we have a lot of fans and we appreciate all the support because in all reality, like life is a motherfucker sometimes and we just want to be that escape. So, when life just fucking pins you down sometimes, just kick out at 2. You have the power to kick out at 2. And then you have the power to get right back up and put on the finish. You know what I'm saying? Power up, Hulk up, So when life gets you down, kick out at 2. Because that's what we all do. You know why? Because it's your show, the Kick Out Crew. Thank you for joining us. Hope everybody has a great week.
He's busy.
Yeah, they
Adams-
brought him on full time.
Adams did chime on, I think. There he goes.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it, James.
all right, let's
Oh,
go.
we gotta wait till he chimes in.
All right, Adam. All right.
Adam.
How you doing, bro?
Pushing the time limit.
All right, no, you're good. Hey, you ready to go? I mean, obviously it starts with me blabbing, so but you ready? You good?
Let's get her done.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now. All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
Fuck yes. All right, let me make sure. Hair's still wet, man. Just got out of the shower. I look like a
Mom
douche.
made mine too.
Hell, it ain't gonna get no better.
All right, we're not getting any younger, James.
Whoa, shut the fuck up then, Brad.
Brad,
When the
Mike's
hands
the
go
only one.
up, I'm gonna say it.
Mike, you're the only one not in a black shirt.
I
Great.
see that.
Thank you for the shirt. Go.
Johnny, go change.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you record? You didn't record.
It's already recording.
Good to go? We're going right now.
Did you hit
Right
record?
now.
The hands
I
are
didn't
good.
hear-
The hands are up. This is how it started.
I
every
didn't hear you
episode.
say let's hit record. I didn't hear you
It
say
says
the
it
button.
in the top left corner.
It's recording.
All right, great. Go.
Good to go? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Is Adam pros?
Yep.
No.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
man.
He doesn't talk for the first 10 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
You asked. All right, you're good. We're going. We're going right now. Ding dong. Let's go.
Now?
Yeah, now. We got to do a clip show.